Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm excited to talk a little bit about Barcelona's mid-season review, a bit of a breakdown of the mid-season, of what's going on, what I would rate it, and I've broken it down into 4 parts, into our signings, our expectations to reality, our coaching, and our style of play. I could have talked about how individual performances played. I'll talk a bit about that later. That's more of a plays that I thought were good. I want to highlight 5 players in particular. I would say 5 players in particular. 2 players that have been good. Can't really highlight too much more than that. And 3 players that I think have been below average. These are players who we've actually seen play, not the ones who have been injured. Araujo, you can't put him there. He's been injured. Ter Stegen, been injured. This is what I'm going to talk about. So, let's get into it. Our signings this season have been, in my eyes, I would say, well, let's talk about who we signed. We signed Olmo. We brought in Olmo. We brought in some young players like Bernal, Caicedo. We brought in Gerard Martin. We've seen Sergi Dominguez have some game time as well. And then obviously, you've seen your Pablo Touré's back from loans, your Ansu Fatis. But Olmo would be the one that I would highlight. And I would say the first couple of games, he's been top notch. The first, 3 games, it was maybe, scored on all goals. And after that, I just felt like, yes, he got injured. I don't want to obviously hate on him for being injured. I just personally, I was like, when we signed him, I was like, yeah, cool, sweet, that sounds good. But I wasn't fully sure that was the right move. Now in hindsight, when you look at the first couple of games, you're like, yeah, great, we're doing better. We didn't need Nico Williams or anything like that because we've got Olmo now. But again, people are like, he could play left, he could play right. Now I do think modern day football, what I hate is, I feel like we say, oh, once you're cemented into a position, you can't play anywhere else. Back then, man, plays would be going left wing, right wing, center attacking mid, and I just feel like the individual brilliance has sort of dropped down since modern day football, when it's more tactical and more, I would say, system. I think a lot of the time we say, oh, Olmo can't play left, right. Olmo, unfortunately, just can't. And maybe it's due to systems and he needs more free range. But in a lot of ways, he can't. And I think when Fermin in some games played attacking mid and he played on the left, we didn't see much. So, I don't know. I was not a huge, I wasn't heaps excited about Olmo when we first got him. I wasn't sure. I'm still not sure. I can't obviously say that he's been bad. He hasn't been bad. He just hasn't been great. So, I want to just leave it there with him. Obviously, we brought Bernal and Caicedo. Obviously, with, Bernal looking like he was going to be the main guy, getting injured. And then Caicedo comes in. I was nervous. I'm like, he's not tall. I haven't seen him play. Bernal, I've heard exciting things from the youth academy. Caicedo, mate, I'll talk more about him a little bit later. But January, we definitely need new players. We definitely need new players. I would say people are like, we need a left back. Yes, I agree. If we can hold out till maybe the summer transfers, sorry. I would bring Alex Valle back and him and Bolde can rotate. I know experience. At the moment, we don't have money. And I think that other positions that I would prefer to sign right now and have Alex Valle, whatever his name is, and Bolde as our rotational left backs at the moment. Just because I think that, again, yes, we need to improve that position. I just don't think we've got budget, and other positions need more of a focus right now. I would say where we probably need it more and urgently would be a left winger. Because then if Olmo's injured, Olmo's not playing, I would put Rafinha in the attacking mid, more of a shadow striker for whoever's playing striker for that game. Left wing, I think we need a natural left wing who could take on defenders, who can just go for it. I would go Rafael Leao would be my ideal. I know people have been talking about Rashford. I've watched United games. I just wouldn't want him. I don't think he's good enough. Unless Hansi Flick creates a miracle, I don't see it. I really don't. I like Rashford. I just don't think he's our guy. So I would say a left winger, a striker. I'll talk about Lewandowski in a little bit. and a defensive midfielder. Now, Bernal coming back could be helpful, but I think from now till the end of the season, I think we do need just a cheap centre defensive midfielder. That's my thoughts. But what I would give the transfers so far that we have done, which is really just Olmo and bringing some youth academies up, I would give it a 4 out of 10. I'm not. It hasn't been too exciting, and I get it. We don't have money. I don't want to complain too much about that. Getting rid of Gundogan, if you look at it that way, I think was good business because he's been shocking for City. But I would say 4 out of 10. Now, our expectations to reality. The reason why I made it like this is because you have your expectations that obviously like leading up to the season. Our expectations, I don't think, honestly, with Madrid signing Mbappe, with us only bringing Olmo in, and also selling Gundogan at the time, everyone was like, yeah, you're bringing Olmo, but you're getting rid of Gundogan. Olmo and Gundogan are very different people. So for me, I was like, I didn't think we were gonna win the league. I thought we were gonna come second with the new format of with the Champions League. I thought we wouldn't even make top 8. Honestly, not that I don't think we were good enough. I think with a new manager, I reckon it would have taken us a bit of time. We would have definitely made it to the qualifiers, won that, and so on. But I didn't have high expectations. But then, obviously, the expectations at the beginning of the year, in October, when we're scoring 4 goals, when we're beating Bayern Munich 4-1, we lost to Osasuna, but that was because of too many rotations, but that's okay. We all lose. Then, obviously, beating Madrid 4-0, then we're winning games 7-0, 5-1, 5-0, we're doing well. And then November hits, second half against Espanyol. Since then till now, it's been what's going on? We lost to Las Palmas, Lenegas. We're 9 points ahead, and now we're dropping points like nothing. Then we play, and again, I know Lamine Yamal played a huge part in our success. He's such a creative player. He takes on players. He's Travella. He's brilliant. But we need to obviously do a lot better than that. We cannot put everything on a 17-year-old's shoulders. If he's injured, if he gets sent off, you know what I mean. We have to be better than this. I would say the best performance we've had so far without him has been against Atletico Madrid. Now we lost it. I would say it was a robbery, not as in we got robbed, as in they cheated or whatnot. But man, we were dominating the whole game, and it was like a last second, just take it, gone. And I think for that game, it was our own fault because Atletico Madrid this season, and I think even last, have utilized their bench more than any other team in all of Europe. I think it was their bench have scored the most goals coming off to win games in all of Europe. So I'm like, we're having such a good game. I'm like, we've got this, and then all of a sudden, I see that we're not finishing off our opportunities. Pedri had the best game one of the best games I've seen him play. Rafinha played so well. Casado made some mistakes. People are sell him. I'm like, I don't understand this what do you call a goldfish mind of you forget everything else he's done. This is one thing I hate about ter Stegen, and I know I've been a culprit of it as well, but we say, sell ter Stegen, he's been rubbish. But then you forget all the other good stuff he's done. I'm like, signing a new keeper is not our priority. I'm sorry, it's not our priority right now. But against Atletico, we played so well, but because they held off for that little bit longer and we didn't convert our chances, it bit us. So it was our own fault in some sense. In the Champions League, we're killing it. Absolutely killing it. We're second most goal differences. We are doing so well. We beat Dortmund in their own home. Even when it looked like at times we were struggling, we clutched up. And I think in the past, it's been the other way around, where we clutch up in La Liga, but we don't clutch up in Champions League. This year, it's the other way around. Can we just clutch up in both, please? Can we just come full force? We're going not to the 90th minute. We're playing to the 97th minute, whatever extra time is, and we're going to take the game. Look, yes, we've had some sadness, but we are third in La Liga. Halfway through the season, I still think we can win it. Personally, I still think we can if we make 1 or 2 signings maybe. We're second in Champions League. I would give this a 7 out of 10 so far. That's personally what I would give it. And one person, look, I'll highlight Lewandowski in a little bit because I would love to talk about him, and I know you guys would love for me too as well. Coaching. Now, obviously, Hansi Flick replaced Xavi, And people are saying Xavi's better. He has more point. There's a there's an eye test and then there's a just the stats. Now, stats are good, 100%. But eye test, you test it with your eyes. You look at how he played with Xavi. I love Xavi, and I think he's going to be a great coach and a great manager, and he's going to do great things. And I think maybe in the future we could get him. I don't know. I don't want to obviously predict anything. But when you actually watch it, Hansi Flick has turned us into machines. Has that, like, have we suffered from that at times? Yes. But if you watch football, you realize how much better we are. I would give this performance overall about a 6.5 out of 10. Because I just think we still haven't seen the full extent of this. I think he's made some bad calls at times with substitutions and rotations, but I think he needs to learn the players. People were like, oh, why did he play Gerard Martin at times? I'm like, because he firstly needs to learn the players. He's learning the players, and yes, Gerard Martin has been shocker at times, most of the time. But I'm like, but the guy is also trying to look after Balde. So as a good coach, you want to rotate to look after your players, because if Balde gets injured, then we're stuck with Gerard Martin the whole season. Now, would you rather Gerard Martin make appearances here and there, or would you rather Balde be injured and he plays the whole season? I think the three players that I think he's brought the best out of would be Rafinha, for sure. For sure. We were thinking of selling him, people. I always thought about getting rid of Dembele over Rafinha. I've always liked Rafinha. I think Rafinha's class. He's brought the best out of Martinez. Playing that centre-back role, when I saw him being our starter, I was nervous. Martinez, you are class. And the third one is Balde. Now, people will be like, Balde had better seasons. I don't know. I think this season he's definitely stepped up. Can he improve? Everyone's like, he's crossing and this and that. Yes, so many players can improve. Relax. I get it. He's 19, 20 years old. He's got time. We don't need to rush it. Now, our style of play, I'll tell you already before I even say it. I would say it's an 8 out of 10. Now, let me tell you this. Have we gotten in trouble through the high line? Yes, but it's also played hugely to our benefit. Hugely. Against Madrid, against Bayern Munich, in so many games. We've played the offside trap more than any team by, I think, 30. I haven't checked it recently, but we have been playing new styles of football, changing the formation to 4-2-3-1, playing Pedri back. When I saw that, I was like, what are you doing? Are you dumb? I genuinely was so confused. But he's brought the best out of Pedri. Why? Because he's changed Pedri's formation in playing a bit more back, which I've loved. And that's good coaching right there. That's a good style of play that we've done. I love that we've broken the cycle of the 4-3-3, and now I love the 4-3-3. Till this day, it'll always be my favorite formation. But I love that we've changed it. Why? Because we need to change things around. We can't just keep holding on to what was. But Bus's philosophy is tiki-taka 4-3-3. Yes, that's great. I get it. I've watched Barcelona long enough to see that we have done some great things. We have won the treble, in the 4-3-3. I get it. It's been phenomenal. But we can't keep playing the same way just because it's what we've done. We can't do that. We cannot afford to do that just because it's what we've done. Now, I want to just finish off with a couple of best players that I've seen. A couple of best players, the best players I've seen in Barcelona. And there's 5 that stood out to me that personally from the eye test, XGs, all of that stuff, 5 that have stood out to me. And no particular order. But Lamine Yamal, of course, everyone would say the same thing. From the Euros till now, injuries, obviously, I hope he's back and I hope this doesn't happen anymore. Lamine Yamal, let me tell you this, has been class. World class. Every time he's there, I have been so confident in everything that he does. Everything that I've seen from him, I'm so confident in how he plays. Rafinha's the second one. Rafinha in the Champions League has been phenomenal. In the La Liga, he's been phenomenal. Both Lamine and Rafinha have been some of our goal and assist. They've been up there in both leagues, and I know Lamine not as much in the Champions League, but again, regardless, these two have been class. Casado, again, with the injury of Bernal, I was nervous, I was scared, I was worried, but he has been top 5 for me. Yes, the game against Atletico Madrid, he let us, he conceded a goal for us pretty much, and almost a second, but overall, this guy has been working his butt off. This guy has been class after class after class. Next one is Martinez, centre back. Now, it was between him and Kubarasi. I would say, like, everyone gives the credit to Kubarasi because he's young. I get why. Like, he's phenomenal. But Martinez, I think, has been so solid. He's an intelligent footballer. He might be getting to his older age, but you can't get rid of the football IQ. He's so smart. Like, he's a smart footballer. And the last one I want to mention, and to me, this guy has been tied first of my favourite player this season, besides Lamine Yamal, and it has to be Pedri. Pedri. Wow. This is why, if you watch football and you think about XGs, like as in, you're all about goal and assist and stuff, mate, if you watch Pedri, you will forget that philosophy of it's all about goals and assists. This guy brings you the best performances week in, week out. Wow, Pedri, you deserve all the praise for this team. And also the game against Atletico, you were phenomenal. Like, this guy played one of the best games I've seen in football. The goal that he scored, the runs that he made, the control, the bringing everyone together to make sure we can advance was brilliant. Two players that I want to just mention. Obviously, I didn't give him a shout out. Not that they've been bad, but Kubarasi, again, this guy averaging like top quality results, and Koundé have been awesome. The three players that I want to talk about, because I've not been happy with them. Two, I'm happy to get rid of. One, I think we give him time. It's not too bad. The first person is Lewandowski. Now, everyone's going to jump on me saying, Aywan, you said earlier that, oh, we don't want to react to Stegen, for example. Casado, one bad game, and now you're criticizing everything that he does. Now, Lewandowski has been great this season, and in times he's been phenomenal. Against Madrid, he did score 2 goals, but he also missed 2 big chances. Now, even the games that he's played well, he hasn't played that well. Watch it again. You could go, oh, but he's top goal scorer and this and that. That's all you need him to be. I get that. But you're a senior player. Now, obviously, he's older, like 36. I don't expect him to be world class. But you are a senior player. Mate, if you're standing up there and things are not happening, try something different. Be the man and tell your coach, maybe it's time for me to be subbed off. Because, mate, times I've watched you this season, you have played well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're a bad player. I think it's time to move on, though. And I said this last year, the beginning of the season, I was like, yes, great. But even then, I was like, we still need to sign a replacement that Lewandowski's a backup or we get rid of him. I'm sorry. It's the hard truth. My ideal person is still Isak. I love Isak. I think Isak's such a world-class player. I think he is sick. Next person is Frankie de Jong. Now, people could say the same thing. Oh, but Frankie has been injured and he hasn't been that bad. And stop blaming Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong has not been great. I'm sorry, like, he has not been great. Like, I would choose Pedri over him, Gavi. Gavi hasn't been that great either. But again, I'll leave him aside. I think I want to see a bit more of him as well. Gavi's better. Casado, I would prefer Bernal at this point. I'd prefer Fermin Lopez, it was my third person. Where have you been, mate? The Euro, like the under-21s, you were amazing. And I don't think you're bad at this. Is why I think we need to just wait it out a little bit, because I don't think you're a trash player. I think you are quality. I think we need to give you a bit more time. But mate, you need to step up. And I know you've been playing a little bit more on the left at times, but come on, evolve your football. You know what I actually think? I think instead of playing him as a left winger, I would take Lewandowski off at times, have Rafinha and Lamine on each end, Olmo in the middle, and I would actually play Fermin more of a false 9 at times, or change our formation to a 4-3-3 with a false 9, with Fermin as a false 9, with Gavi and Pedri as interiors, Casado as a holding, and I would go Lamine and Rafinha as, bringing them in a bit more. I know Lamine is better on touching the sideline, but that's what I would do. Personally, look, overall, yes, we've dropped points, but we can't forget what's happened in the beginning of the season, but we can't forget what's happened now. Overall, I would say a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I think later on in this season we can determine whether it's lower, whether it's been worse. But I would say in the meantime, I think we've done a lot better. We've done a lot better, and I'm happy with the style of football we've been watching. So yes, make sure you like and subscribe, you comment, you let me know what you think. I'm trying to grow this channel, as you guys know, so please help me. Love you guys.